I'm gonna be building the most underrated team in football. These are players that, in spite of their success, never received the respect and adulation they deserve. And we're starting off with probably one of the biggest names in this team. I actually asked you guys to tell me your underrated players, and this guy was in the top of the list. That's right, I'm talking about Argentinian World Cup winner, Angel Di Maria. It's crazy that a player that scored in a World Cup final, a Copa America final, who's won a Champions League, but I still feel like he's underrated. I think it's because he moved to Man United and completely flopped there, so people just ignore everything else he's done. In fact, I think a lot of people even forget how important Di Maria was for Real Madrid when they won the Champions League. Even at PSG, he was incredible. I do think now that he's won a World Cup and he did that by scoring a goal in the final, people are putting some respect on his name. But I still think he is very underrated because for me, he's top 5 Argentinian players of all time. And it's not easy being among the top 5. Argentina have had some incredible players. Oh, and Di Maria's got a team in the season card. That just shows how underrated he is, man. Even for Benfica, he's delivering. We're buying him for about 1.5 million, and he's the first player to get into the underrated FC. Next up, we're going straight to the goalkeeper position, and coincidentally, it's another former Real Madrid player, Keylor Navas. If any of you guys were there during the three-peat Real Madrid era, you guys will know the amount of crazy saves this man made. But in spite of that, as soon as Courtois came in, Navas was literally just ousted. He still went on to join PSG, did pretty well there, I'd say, but then again got ousted. And even for Costa Rica at World Cups, Keylor Navas has done pretty well. But for him to be a multiple-time Champions League winner with Real Madrid, just to get kicked out like that, nah, I feel like he deserves more respect. But hey, at least we're honoring him by putting him in the underrated FC. For our next player, let's actually move on to more of the current crop of players. And I'm talking about someone who is literally unbeaten this season. That's right, Alejandro Grimaldo. I feel like nobody's been talking about how good Grimaldo's been, whereas all the praise has been going to Frimpong on the other side. Don't get me wrong, Jeremiah Frimpong is amazing, but Grimaldo has also been putting an incredible shift as a left wing back. I mean, look at this for comparisons. Frimpong literally got into the FC 24 team of the year. Grimaldo, not even a mention. And literally, Bayer Leverkusen might go unbeaten for the entire season, and I think Grimaldo's played a big part, so he's getting into my underrated FC. Another player who's been excellent in defense this season, but again, not many people are really talking about, is Gabriel from Arsenal. I think if there's a reason they're in the title fight, is because they've managed to keep more clean sheets, and I think Gabriel has played a big part in that. But yeah, we don't really see Gabriel playing for Brazil all that much. He's not talked about either. His teammate Saliba gets way more of the praise, and I'm so glad Gabriel got a team in the season card this year. Absolutely deserved, and he gets into the team. Gotta say, that definitely looks like a solid defense. And it better be, because once we build the entire underrated team, I'm gonna be playing a game where for every goal I lose by, I'm gonna have to open one expensive pack and completely discard it. This is literally like burning money. By the way, we're not gonna be putting any icon cards into the team, because I feel like if you've been given an icon card, you're no longer underrated. But if you've gotten a hero card, I think there's a case that can be made. Like Mascherano. This man was the embodiment of giving 100% for your team. He did that for Argentina for years. He did that for Barcelona as well, for Liverpool too. But I feel like nobody even remembers him. He was part of that treble-winning Barca team, but of course, MSN took all the credit. Iniesta, Rakitic, Piqué at the back, even they got credit. But I feel like people have just forgotten that Mascherano was part of the team. Maybe if he would have won the World Cup in 2014, where he was brilliant, by the way, he would be among the greats in his position. But unfortunately, he's gonna have to settle for a spot in the underrated FC. Wait, bro is literally 60,000 coins? Even his price is underrated. To complete our defense, we're going with someone who currently plays for Real Madrid. And the only reason he's getting game time regularly is because of injuries and fitness issues. But he's still that freaking good. I'm talking about Lucas Vazquez. Vazquez has never been that guy for Real Madrid. He's always been a bench player, a squad rotation player. But if you look at his contribution, I mean, just look at the recent Champions League games. He's a serial winner, and it's about time somebody put some respect on Vazquez's name. And so he's getting into the team. I mean, just look at that. Bro's got such a cold, dynamic pick. The next player we're picking is probably the most underrated player in this team. He's German, has won a World Cup, plays for Bayern Munich. That's right, I'm talking about Thomas Muller. Bro, if underrated was a word, I mean, it is a word, then Muller would be its definition. Because for over a decade, he's been part of Bayern Munich teams, and you can't do that at a club like Bayern if you aren't good. He's won trophy after trophy, and I feel like nobody really talks about him as one of the Bundesliga greats even. His goal record at the World Cup is still incredible. I mean, put it this way, even on FIFA, he's literally got 0 special cards this year. That just shows that even EA don't rate him. But hey, we're gonna show him some love by putting him in the underrated team. Okay, our next player is definitely gonna be controversial, because I'm gonna go with Yaya Toure, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are screaming, how on earth is Yaya Toure underrated? Let me explain. Just look at how much praise Kevin De Bruyne is getting, and yes, he's been absolutely incredible, one of the greatest midfielders of all time, and even David Silva before that was lauded as one of the greats, but people seem to forget how good Yaya Toure was. Those few seasons he put in at Man City, simply sensational. He was doing double digits for both goals and assists, and just the powerhouse he was in midfield, it was sensational. For someone who's built like that to have technique like that, it's crazy. And also, for Barcelona, when they needed him to play centre-back, he did that and helped them win a Champions League. For starters, he deserves an icon card, but the best EA could do is give him a hero card, and to be fair, that is one hell of a card. And let's pick him up and chuck him into the team. Before we pick our next player though, I'd really appreciate if you could take a moment and subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 100k subscribers, so if we can get there, it would mean a lot. Moving into the attack for our next player, and I'll give you a hint, trophyless. That's right, I'm talking about Heung-min Son. I feel like he's gonna be underrated once his career's done because of the club he played at. Like, let's be honest, he's not gonna win a Premier League, nor any major trophy if he doesn't leave Spurs, and that's gonna leave him forever underrated, no matter the kind of stats he produces. I mean, this season alone, he scored 16 goals in 31 games in the Premier League, yet nobody seems to talk about him. So I don't know if he needs to leave Spurs to gain that respect and credibility and just up his standing as one of the Premier League greats, but for now, he is underrated. And so he gets into the team. For our final midfielder, we're going with a former Manchester United player, someone who was a part of that incredible 2008 squad that won the Champions League and the Premier League. That's right, it's another South Korean, Park Ji-sung. From back then, everybody remembers Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo, Wayne Rooney, but Park Ji-sung was the man who made everything tick. His energy was unmatched, and he was the reason that allowed Rooney, Ronaldo to get that freedom and attack. But I think everybody's just forgotten about that. He definitely ticks the underrated box for me. We do need some honorable mentions before we pick our final player, like Nacho Fernandez. The Real Madrid centre-back always has been a backup option, but whenever called upon, puts in Champions League quality performances, and still he can't get a starting spot. Apparently, he's actually announced that he's leaving because of it. Then you've got players like Carlos Puyol. People always talk about Piqué, but they just forgot how good Puyol was. And then Garrincha is a really good one. Now, he's incredible, but I think he was in the shadow of Pele in terms of like popularity, and that kind of got him underrated. Dzeko as well is another striker. I mean, the iconic Aguero moment wouldn't have even happened without him. And Sergio Busquets for me is also another one. You know, as they say, if you watch the game, you don't see Busquets, but if you watch Busquets, you see the whole game. Let me know in the comments section if I've missed anyone that's super underrated. I'd love to know. Please be civil in the comments. No abusing me. This is my underrated squad. All right, and the final player has to be Olivier Giroud. Put some respect on this man's name. France's all-time top scorer, won a World Cup with them. Even at Arsenal, his goal record was pretty darn good. And not just that, his hold-up play and everything, a very different kind of striker. But he was literally made out to be a meme. Even when he went to AC Milan, he helped them win the league. A serial winner deserves more respect on his name. And don't you worry, we're giving him that as he's the final player in this squad. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my most underrated team. Now, can these guys prove themselves and help me not waste money on packs? Also, guys, for our team kit, I've gone with a Borussia Dortmund kit because I feel like they're one of the most underrated football clubs. Come on, Vasquez. Okay, you're getting done out there. That's wrong. But Mascherano, that's what I call defending. Okay, guys, we can't be conceding. No. Oh, my days, Mascherano. Bro, legit saved a guaranteed goal there. Oh, and now we've got the coldest player, Lucas Vasquez, on the charge. And come on. Oh, Gabriel, what are you doing? I just called you underrated and you do that. We end up conceding. Guys, as things stand, I'm gonna have to open one crazy pack and discard everything I get. Guys, I'll be honest. So far, the underrated team is on fraud watch. Okay, not Heung-min Son, though. Not Heung-min Son. Maybe a cross for Giroud. Oh, he's won it. Giroud. No, keeper saved it. There's Thomas Müller. Chance to prove how good he actually is. Oh, what a pass. Olivier Giroud. I can't believe he spotted it. Oh, Heung-min Son picked that one out. How has he called it in from there? Oh, Di Maria. Di Maria. Di Maria scores in another final. Let's go. Well, yeah, this is a final for me because money's on the line. Okay, now we're seeing underrated FC come through, man. We need to crush this guy. Do you know what? Even though Muller's like 84 rated, he's still pretty good, and that just shows he's underrated. What a pass for Son. Bro, Muller deserves an assist. Angel Di Maria, let's go. Ho, ho. Bro, he just walked through my defense, but Keylor Navas, Mr. Underrated goalkeeper. Okay, we're playing a long ball in for Giroud, and he's actually got there first. Olivier. Bro, what was that dribbling? You're proving to everyone that you deserve to be rated the way you are. Oh, Muller, let's go. Mr. Underrated has got the goal. I wanted him to score. We've got the win, and that means my FC points won't be going to waste. But you know what? Just to see what I would have had to discard, we're going to open this 4,000 FC point pack. Okay, please be something good, but don't be, because we would have had to discard it. Okay, it's Keating. I've seen enough of her. Oh, but team of the season, Allison. To be fair, I wouldn't mind discarding him. If you want to see more packs, watch me spend $1,000 on Premier League team of the season. Click here to watch that.